According to World Economic Forum, 85 million jobs will be replaced by AI by 2025. On top of that, MIT and Boston University said that in 2025, 2 million workers in manufacturing could be replaced by automated tools. But data related to this came out whose jobs will be affected and which industry will be automated. We will talk about all that in this video. Welcome and join and subscribe the channel for more interesting facts. Change is coming, and it's coming for your job. Just as steel replaced bronze and cars replaced horses, machines are set to replace many workers. Self-checkout lanes have already cut cashier jobs. If you doubt this, that's okay. I'm just some economist on the internet, and you're right to be skeptical of doomsayers. But this time, the warning might be real. Automation is already here, quietly pushing workers aside. It's all about supply and demand. Let me explain with a simple economist's use to show how prices change based on supply and demand. Let's use an example. Supply and demand are key ideas in economics that show how markets operate. The demand law states that when a product's price goes down, people usually want more of it, if nothing else changes. On the flip side, the supply law says that when prices go up, sellers tend to offer more. For instance, if coffee prices drop from $5 to $3 a cup, folks might buy more coffee, increasing demand. At the same time, coffee makers might find it less profitable to sell at the lower price, so they might supply less. This back and forth is shown on graphs with supply and demand lines. The demand line slopes down, while the supply line slopes up. Where these lines meet is called the equilibrium price, where what's wanted equals what's offered. This same idea applies to jobs. As machines get better at doing work, they become a cheaper option for businesses. This shifts the supply line for human workers. More people are looking for jobs than there are jobs available. This pushes wages down. Some say new jobs will appear as old ones vanish. That's been true in the past. When we stopped needing so many farmers, factory jobs appeared. When factory jobs started to disappear, service jobs grew. But what happens when machines can do most jobs better and cheaper than humans? We're not there yet, but we're heading that way. Machines are getting smarter and more capable every day. They're learning to drive cars, write articles, even create art. As this continues, more and more jobs will be at risk. This doesn't mean humans will become useless. We're creative and adaptable, but it does mean we need to start thinking about how to handle a world where traditional jobs are scarce. We might need new economic systems, new ways of distributing wealth, new definitions of work and value. The future isn't set in stone. We can shape it, but to do that, we need to understand what's coming and start planning now. Automation is a powerful tool. Used wisely, it could free us from labor and create abundance. Used poorly, it could lead to widespread hardship. The choice is ours. This economic principle extends beyond coffee to the job market. Let's consider accountants instead of coffee. While you can't literally buy an accountant, you can hire their services for a salary. If accountants earned only $10 annually, every company would want to employ them. Even if they only fetched coffee, it would be worth it. But in this scenario, few would choose accounting as a career. Conversely, if accountants earned $1 million yearly, everyone would flock to the profession. The interesting part comes when these supply lines shift. For instance, if a company opens an office in the Philippines for outsourcing accounting work, it effectively increases the accountant supply. This means more accountants are willing to work for any given salary. The downside? Companies can employ the same number of accountants for less money, contributing to wage stagnation in many wealthy economies. This trend isn't limited to accounting or one job. It's happening across various industries as automation and artificial intelligence advance. While new jobs may emerge as old ones disappear, as has happened in the past, we're approaching a point where machines might outperform humans in most tasks. Not there yet, but we're heading in that direction. As machines become smarter and more capable, an increasing number of jobs are at risk. This doesn't mean humans will become obsolete. We're creative and adaptable. However, it does suggest we need to start preparing for a world where traditional jobs may be scarce. We might need to consider new economic systems, different ways of distributing wealth, and fresh definitions of work and value. The future isn't predetermined. We can shape it. But to do so effectively, we must understand the coming changes and plan accordingly. Automation is a powerful tool that, used wisely, could free us from tedious work and create abundance. Used poorly, it could lead to widespread hardship. The choice is ours to make. This optimistic vision imagines humans served by robot helpers, with automation freeing up our time for leisure and creative pursuits. In this future, companies operating these machines would face heavy taxation, or the government would own the machines on behalf of the people. A universal basic income would be distributed to everyone, compensating for the jobs they can no longer perform. People could still choose to run businesses or seek employment in the few industries where humans remain relevant, forming an upper middle class. This sounds great, but what if a family wanted to upgrade their home or improve their lifestyle? Working in the remaining human jobs might be an option, but these positions would likely be scarce and possibly not very financially rewarding. Teachers, in my opinion, will be affected by this, but in this opinion, according to PEW, they are not going to be we will. Whose is right? Surgeons, you are safe for the time being. Computer system analysts, you are safe. Artists and writers are safe to some degree. Although some people may say that ChatGPT starting to write new script, lawyers and judges will not be affected by it, bunch of judgmental people. Directors, managers, and CEOs won't be affected by it. So it means I am safe. HR managers won't be affected by it. Psychologists, you are safe. In a society where employment isn't necessary, having children won't hinder careers, childcare costs won't be a concern, and parents won't worry about spending enough time with their kids. These factors often lead to lower birth rates in developed countries, but they disappear in a jobless world. The ugliest post-automation scenario might happen in places where people believe everyone should work for a living. Here, basic income might not exist at all. Social support could be limited due to economic pressures. A person without a job has no economic value. It's a harsh truth, but in our current world, we trade time for money, then money for goods and services. Pure economics doesn't give money to people whose time has no value. Now, some might argue that this system can't work. Businesses need customers to buy their products. Who will keep these wealthy companies going? Well, you innocent soul, this decision on you, world will face serious challenges. The gap between rich and poor will grow, leading to social unrest and possibly violence. Safety concerns will rise and the quality of life for most people will decline. Even the wealthy, living in their secure compounds, will feel the effects of this divided society. The lack of economic opportunities for most people will lead to widespread poverty and desperation. This could result in increased crime rates, as people struggle to meet their basic needs. Education and healthcare might become luxuries, further widening the gap between classes. Innovation could slow down as the majority of the population lacks the resources to pursue new ideas or start businesses. This stagnation could affect even the wealthy, as the overall economy suffers from reduced consumer spending and limited growth opportunities. Stripped to its core, if we remove money as the go-between, businesses are essentially trading people's productive time for necessities like food, shelter, and clothing. If that time loses value, why would businesses provide these things? So who will they trade with? Each other. A market will still exist, catering to these businesses and their ultra-wealthy owners. It's a hard truth, but the average consumer isn't as crucial to the economy as they're led to believe. This scenario could lead to significant population drops. The less alarming reason is that people will have fewer children due to financial constraints. The more troubling cause is that people might actually face starvation. This may sound unthinkable in developed countries, but these kinds of outcomes are possible with full automation. We've been fortunate to live when technology has made our work highly productive, allowing workers to benefit from the wealth. But we must ask, what does the future look like when humans are no longer the primary value creators? Thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe the channel. I hope you found this video insightful.